Nice.
Oh, here we go.
Yeah.
Never done an interview before.
Yeah. Have I actually done one before? I'm actually not sure. Actually, I have when I was like 17. No, yeah, 17, 18.
Okay.
When I was still in
quite a while
sixth
ago.
one. Yeah.
In your baby phases. So,
yeah.
is it Luca or Tmrrw? Firstly,
Whatever you like, whatever you fancy.
I'll go with Luca. I
Sure.
want to be the guy who knows, you know,
Sure.
in a circle fight.
Understandable.
Government names. How long have you been making music?
Huh. Sorry.
It's okay.
Counting time.
Yeah.
I get. Probably like 5 years. 5 years. But like I haven't been playing. I've been playing music much longer, but in terms of writing my own stuff.
Yeah.
Probably. Yeah, 5 years.
5 years. So you said that you played stuff before.
Yeah, classical music.
And what instruments do you play?
So I started playing the piano.
Yeah.
When I was God, I must have been about 8, 9 maybe.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I got teased for playing the piano in school, so I just sort of lost interest. But also my teacher's son got attacked by a dog, so she stopped.
Oh.
Yeah.
That's gonna be like. Oh, was he bullying you? Is this a happy story?
I mean,
that's
I used
sad.
to get teased. And then when I got to secondary school, I started playing the bassoon. I wanted the saxophone, but they gave me the bassoon.
Yeah.
So I played that for 7 years.
Pretty cool instrument, bassoon. And
do you know what it is?
Yeah, it's like a long thing in it. Yeah, it's like a long thing.
Sure. Yeah.
I know what a bassoon is.
It's
like a recorder, but just longer, and it's got like goes out at the end.
It's not like a recorder.
But like it's a wind instrument. You blow into it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So to that end,
you're close enough.
It's like a recorder's daddy.
You're close enough.
The high key.
Sure.
Think about it.
Sure.
What about the guitar?
Oh God, I forgot about that one. 2 years.
You played it pretty well on the album, I must say.
2 years, yeah. You know, if I'm being honest,
yeah.
When when I started playing, I was 18, almost turning 19.
Yeah.
And then that's when I came to university, and then I wanted to play music with people, but nobody wanted to play music with me.
You have to insert like a sad sound into that.
This is one take when I edit it. But yeah, nobody wanted to play music with me. The people who did, I didn't quite like them.
Yeah.
And so I just decided that I was going to do it myself. Yeah. And that's how I got to that point.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
As you should.
Yeah.
I like that. Yeah. What's your process? So you started learning the guitar. And now you have an EP in which every song uses the guitar, right? All but one or two, maybe. No. It was most at least. One of them I remember like a production.
All of them have guitar in it. Yeah. All of them. Yeah. Yeah.
So getting from learning the guitar to a whole EP, well, album actually. It's a whole ass album.
I was going to correct you. I didn't want to.
Yeah, it's an album.
Yeah.
Big boy things. What's the process? How do you get from there to there?
Well, when you want to do something, and when you want to do something very well.
Yeah.
And when that something also becomes, I suppose, a sort of attachment to yourself.
Yeah. I
think it's quite difficult to not progress that quickly, I suppose.
Yeah, yeah.
You know,
have the aptitude
it's
for it.
just it's all I do.
Yeah.
So even when I'm writing or when I'm doing work, I always go back to it.
Yeah.
And it's completely sort of changed the whole way I approach my songwriting as well.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's been every day. And the thing is, there's so much music, you know.
Yeah.
So there's so much to learn.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah.
So that's
I hear that. I really want to pick up an instrument too. Actually, I feel like it'd be quite cool. And in terms of, like you said, music's all you do. Like it's a part of your essence, a part of your being.
Yeah.
And I feel like that comes through because it's very like raw, very emotional stuff.
Right.
Do you feel like that's your thing, raw, emotional music?
Yeah. I mean, it's like I don't know. I feel like I'm quite an emotional person.
Yeah.
And because I'm like quite an emotional person, I feel like that's what comes out. Because like, why would I make music that didn't have some sort of attachment to myself or how I'm feeling? You know, even if it's not lyrically, it's the energy as well. You know, because I don't know. I just make music that I want to listen to.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, and the music that I want to listen, that I like listening to, tends to be quite emotional.
Yeah.
I mean, it tends to be quite raw as well. You know, I feel like it's just, I don't know, too many people trying to like make music sound like somebody. I'm just trying to sound like myself.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah,
And
yeah.
myself is just a lot of, you know, I feel like a lot of unfiltered rawness.
Yeah.
I guess.
Yeah.
You know, so it's like in the least pretentious way possible. It's just like, you know, that's just how I express, and the things I need to express tend to be a bit, I suppose, abrasive.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Yeah. Such is life, to be honest.
It's facts.
And do you feel like, do you worry about like, how that comes across? Because obviously I like listening to that.
Yeah.
Stuff.
Yeah. No. I mean, it's one of those, some of my friends said that they can't listen to it. They need to listen to it at certain times. But then I also have a lot of friends that listen to it and are like, wow, I really need that. Like, that really resonated with me. Yeah. And to me, like, the music is for whoever it hits. You know what I mean? Yeah. If you didn't like it, then it just wasn't for you. You know what I mean? If that's not your thing, I'm not gonna get upset. You know what I mean? I'm not gonna take it personally because, you know, I don't like a lot of music a lot of other people listen to. Yeah. You know, it's just, you know, listen to it. If it hits you, if it's meant to hit you, then it will hit you. Yeah. If it's not meant to hit you, then I'm just not that person to be that you can get that emotional feeling or catharsis from when you listen to music. Yeah. You know, in
that particular song.
Yeah.
Because it might be, you know what I mean. It could be the same feeling.
Yeah.
But in another song, I had that with Crybaby actually.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, I feel that. And do you feel like it's just when you start writing a song, do you like consciously know like the vibe you're going for? I feel like I know the answer to this question. I feel you just go with it.
No, well, it's, you know, so sometimes it really depends because every song is different. I suppose if there's some sort of cohesion or, you know, a consistent sort of vibe or sonically a consistency throughout, I think that's more reflective on the fact that I'm the one that's saying it and doing it, as opposed to different, like, to my style. Yeah. Or, you know, it's like stylistically, because I feel like, you know, I play around with a lot of reverb because I like to create atmosphere. I like to have that sort of, I play around with a lot of different styles of playing and production. Not specifically because I'm trying to create a certain vibe, but more as a reflection of what goes on in here. Yeah. If that makes sense. Yeah. So it's sort of like everything that you hear is just what's been echoing off the inside of my head and how I've been hearing all of my different thoughts and feelings, and that's how they come out. I suppose.
And the car's like a way of channeling. That's really cool, actually. And you mentioned like reverb and like atmosphere. Yeah. You have like a live feel to a lot of your stuff.
Well, I have a sort of I really think it's important to I think it's really important to be able to perform live as a musician. Yeah. Because a lot of the musicians that I'm fans of, a lot of jazz, those guys it was live performances all the time. You know, that to me, I feel like that represents a sort of level of musicianship which everybody should, if every sort of musician should aim for, because when you're playing live, you're playing off people's emotions and people's feelings. You know, no two performances are going to be the same. There's always going to be little imperfections. There's going to be so many different aspects to it which you can't get in a sort of clear cut.
Yeah.
You know, and I don't like that whole idea that just because it's something that's been produced, it needs to be that clean. You know.
Yeah.
And I feel like sonically you need to feel like you're there, because if it feels like you're there, it feels like you can actually connect with what's going on, because it's like it's in front of you as opposed to just listening to something.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. I hear that. That's
Yeah.
like I feel like a lot of people who like music would tell you that they prefer, well,
Yeah.
I can't speak for everybody actually, but I love listening to artists live.
Yeah.
Over.
Yeah. I
love
mean,
them.
watching artists live is artists live. Fortunately, we can't really do that right now. But,
Yeah.
you know, it
Thanks
is
very
one
much.
of those things where it's just such a crazy feeling, because you don't know what's going to happen next.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. And I have to ask, drugs, alcohol, this inside, bruv. Fucking put it out, brother. You mad guy.
I'll open the window.
Oh, this guy. Okay.
Beautiful. It doesn't stay open.
It says,
Oh,
yeah. Super window, innit?
Mm.
Quite cool.
Okay.
It's proper dark outside. Dark like the night sky, and it. Yeah, I can't remember what I was saying. Yeah, drugs and alcohol is what I was saying. Talk to me about it.
Well, it's there.
Yeah.
I had my own issues with alcoholism when I was like in my sixth form years, like 17, 18, 16, 17, 18. I feel like you know, I don't think it's something that's like unfamiliar to people, you know.
Yeah.
But for me, it was just like really heavy, you know,
Yeah.
like a lot heavier than a lot of other people that I knew. So that was, you know, that's just the experiences that I've had.
Yeah.
And even like when I was recording this, I was doing some interesting things about myself, to say the least, you know.
Yeah.
I won't say that it, like, I think it's just one of those things where everybody goes through it, you know, in some shape or form, you know.
Yeah.
Everybody goes through it in some shape or form, even if it's just casual, if it's, you know, a lot heavier, because, you know, I have friends that have been in it. You know, I know people that have been in it, and it's one of those things where I think because there's a stigma around it, it becomes a lot more difficult. It becomes a lot more difficult to talk about it and have that sort of open conversation, because I'm not really trying to sort of say go out and do this because, you know, this is what I did when I was doing what, but more like this is what we go through. This is what real people go through in their sort of day-to-day lives, you know. A really good Instagram account for this, actually, Blue Bag Life. They're really, really good, because they do like it's to do with like people sharing their like drug stories and stuff. And I think that was definitely inspirational in sort of like talking about it or referencing it, because it's never meant to be like a sort of like a glamorizing kind of thing, but just like this is what it
it's
is,
real life,
you know. And I feel like people are really scared to talk about, like, you know, things that really bother them, you know. The problems that everybody goes through, but nobody really wants to sort of talk about, because they're scared of what other people are going to think, you know. But, you know, I feel like I can sort of share that in my music, you know, and maybe have a voice for people that actually go through that sort of thing and feel like they can't talk about it, you know.
That is definitely relatable. I feel like
Love Me and Leave is half about me dealing with my mental health, but also alcoholism when I was younger as well.
I love that. Oh, I forgot what I was going to say before you rudely cut me off. You rudely interrupted. Yeah. But yeah, I feel like, no, it's true. It's like there are so many things like that underbelly of, you know what I mean? Like everybody likes happy clappy
Yeah.
Like, 'cause I'm happy, clap along if you feel like it. You know what I mean? Like, I love the song, but you know what I mean?
Yeah.
What about when you're
you
not
need,
happy?
you need,
know?
yeah, exactly. I
Like,
mean, you need those positive vibes, but
yeah.
sometimes, you know what I'm saying, you just want to, I don't know, turn on Marvin's Room and cry or something.
Yeah, exactly.
Like,
And we need more of that. And I like it because like it's real, like
especially
relatable
because
music.
what people go through, like everybody, like in lockdown, for example, everybody's fucking depressed out in fucking marriage, like, you know.
Yeah.
I know some people that was really, really bad. I was fortunate that I wasn't as bad, but other people was fucking horrible.
I feel like people who've like been through shit and had their moments. I feel like lockdown was okay. Actually, it was actually nice to unplug for me. There was so much going on like in life, but to just take the plug and just sit down. You know what? Like everybody's chaotic. Like they're so used to being plugged in 24/7.
Yeah.
But
for sure.
I really don't like being plugged in, but I had to be plugged in. Lockdown gave me the chance to just be on my own.
Yeah.
And sit. I just like,
it's a good time for reflection as well.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. And an album's come out of it for you.
Yeah.
Very good
I
album
was working. Yeah.
And here we are.
Yeah.
October the
22nd. Just vibing.
And I'm loving it. I'm honestly here for it.
Yeah.
It was really, really good. And like just there's just this sound. I feel like in 2-3 years time, people come back to your sound and I'll be like, that's a Tmrrw song.
You know what? If people do, I'd be really happy.
Yeah.
I'd be really happy if people did.
I genuinely feel like your sound is just your sound. And it's a very good sound.
I appreciate that.
It's one of those that it's just manifests, you know what I mean? It'll be there.
Word.
Manifest, marinade is what I was looking for. But you know what? Both. It manifests and marinates. It just marries.
Yeah, sure.
And like, I just, And on that note, like, who do you think you get your artistic influences from? Both from within and outside the music industry.
Oh, right. Yeah, I like film a lot.
Okay.
I like film, and I like specific directors.
Yeah.
I've been watching a lot of David Lynch recently, and I watched Mulholland Drive, and I also watched what the fuck is it called? Blue Velvet. And it's just crazy because obviously I like to write as well, but when you come to creating an atmosphere and playing around with imagery, sometimes the best place to find that is in films.
Yeah.
Because, like, you're seeing it right in front of you, and you're being shown these images, and you're trying to figure out like what they could mean.
Yeah.
And you only find out when you get to the end, and then you have to rewatch it.
Yeah.
That's kind of what I want an album to be like, you know what I mean? Like a film that you might miss some things at first, you need to go back and watch it, you know. When I finished watching Mulholland Drive, I didn't even like Google anything what it meant. I just sat and I thought about it because I was like, that's what I want people to do with my music.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
So yeah, definitely film, TV. I love games as well. I mean, I found out about Blue Velvet because of Silent Hill.
Okay.
The video game series, which is like psychological horror, but it's like all of the monsters per se are just manifestations of our psychological, like things that we're sort of holding back, pushing to the back of our minds, repressing, and that's sort of what hooked me on it first, the whole sort of psychological aspect, because I feel like, you know, when you want to make something impactful, you want to sort of get right to the bone, you know, really sort of dig down deep inside and see what it is that makes people tick and what makes people work, you know, and what turns people on to, you know, different sounds and different vibes and different feelings. Yeah,
I hear that.
Yeah,
that's quite cool. And I think even on that note, it's interesting that like, just it's just an experience. I like albums. You know, one of my favourite albums of all time was actually the 2020 Experience, because like it's long music. It just feels expressive. You know what I mean?
Oh my god, you said that. That's reminded me that, you know, when we go down the YouTube rabbit hole.
Yeah.
And then like you just find like the weirdest fucking things.
Yeah.
There's this I can't remember what it was called, but it was like 5 or 6 hours long.
Yeah.
And different phases, and I was really confused because I went to the comment section, because you know when you just go to the comment section, see what people are saying.
Yeah.
And a lot of people were just giving like Alzheimer's stories and like stories of like their grandparents and like sort of like really heart wrenching stuff. I'm like, what are they talking about? I read the description, and the whole 6 hours is meant to be a sort of musical journey into the mental state of somebody with Alzheimer's and them losing their sense of touch with themselves. And when I listen to it and you listen through and you go to certain parts, you're like, and it's like when you know that and you hear the music, it's one of those ones where it just like breaks you, you know, because you think, how could people articulate themselves like that to get that point? And it's like, it's fucking ridiculous. Yeah, it is just crazy.
I rate that.
Yeah.
Like, because one thing I was thinking about this only today, actually, is that, like, we know the power of words. Like, the most painful moments in my life, at least, haven't been physical games, been things that people have said that have caught me at specific moments. Yeah. And I pay for a Spotify subscription. I listen to how much music. Yeah. And it's all, like, all these different sounds mixed to make you feel a certain thing. And a lot of people like music that actually doesn't make them feel too much. It makes them it makes them jump up, it makes them bounce, but it doesn't make them like feel. And what you just described is like music that makes you feel. And I feel like your music makes me like feel, you know what I mean? I don't jump, I don't bounce around, I don't like fucking rock my head. Yeah. I just sit and I just deep lie. And it's just like, fuck. Like, I nearly got in the shower with my clothes on and turned it on cold, like, and just sat. I was just like, oh. Yeah.
You know what? That's it. That's it. Yeah. Show me this. You know, if I can give you that feeling, then I suppose that's job done, isn't it?
It's good shit. I can't lie. It's very good shit. Yeah. Covers, because I feel like I actually want to know what you think about them.
What I think. So I think, because I hear a lot of music in my head. Yeah. When I listen to songs and I think, oh, maybe I'd like to do like my own take on that. Yeah. Because I have something particular that's usually quite different. When I listen to other people's covers, and they sound either exactly the same, or just kind of like, I don't understand pretentious. Like, you know, I don't really care. The one thing is that I look for is like things that like people do it differently. Yeah. You know, like, because it's one of those things where, you know, it realistically, me personally, if I'm listening to you, I want to listen to you for who you are and your own, how unique you can be and how different you can be, because I feel like the way that, you know, a lot of music is now, it's like a lot of people sounding the same or wanting to go for the certain vibe and end up recreating it, just doing it as a lesser version of somebody. And it's kind of like, but if you could go through all of that effort to do that, you could have, you know what I mean? Tried to put your own spin of it. And obviously, like, I get it, like, some people can just sing, you know, and so some people just sing other people's songs, you know. Fair enough. I'm not gonna knock it. You know, if you're talented, you're talented. Yeah. But for me personally, I don't like to do covers a lot of the time, because most of the time I'm just thinking about writing my own stuff, because that emotional attachment to my own lyrics is what carries my music and the whole feeling. But you know, I suppose if I'm doing covers, if I decide to, like if I decide to put effort into one, you know, I'll just try and make it different, essentially, because, you know, what's been done has already been done. You know. Yeah. People can recreate, but I want to hear something new, you know. And a lot of people do really good covers which are like completely different, you know what I mean? They have a completely different vibe.
The one that comes to mind is the Gnarls Barkley Crazy cover. Yeah. It's really different to the original. Maybe his was the original. I don't know. It's just different anyways.
Yeah. No, I get you. I mean, that's why I like it when, you know, a song on an album might be like super heavily produced, but then you listen to a live version and it's like stripped down, and there's a lot more raw. That's basically what I'm trying to say. You know, something that's like raw and like unique, you know.
Yeah, stripped back. I love like stripped back covers, a cappella covers. I actually really like as well.
Yeah.
Got a lot of time.
Yeah.
Time for them because it's a very technical art. And it's just no, I hear that. I
Yeah.
hear that. I do like an a cappella cover me. And with your process, obviously, like, so you create, you go through your emotional stuff. It's all written. Between finishing a project and releasing it, do you run it through other people's ears, or do you just?
That's a good question, actually. Oops. So, yes, I do, but only specific people for specific reasons. So when I'm writing stuff, I don't really ask people how I should write something. I just record it, and then I'll just maybe have, when I'm recording something, I have like maybe a good 3 or 4 people. When I was working on this one specifically, the one that was getting everything was my bro, Marwan. That's my guy. He's my older brother, and I was like literally just, I finished something and sent it to him immediately, and it was just like that. And he'd tell me if he liked it, if he didn't, what he thought I should do with it. But I only take advice like that from like my friends that I know listen to music.
Yeah.
Like I don't really care what I'm not trying to be a prick, but I don't really care what like producers want to tell me how to mix my stuff, because at the end of the day, they're not the ones that are going to be listening to it. It's the people that, you know, that just like listening to music, you know. That they're the people who like listening to music and listen to a lot of different types of music are the best people to send music to, because they're the ones that are going to be listening to it. You know, I don't really care, like, you know what I mean, like, because artists are pretentious. I can be quite pretentious sometimes. They're always going to have something to say or some critique, which might not even hold. You know, if I want feedback on, because I seldom go to people for ideas as well. Sometimes people just give me ideas and then I'll go and write, you know. I never sort of run out of ideas. But if I want to go to somebody, tell me how does it sound, you know, what vibe are they getting, then I'll go to my friends that really, really listen to music. But it's not a lot of people. I think when the project is finished, then I'll probably do a thing where I send like maybe like 10 people just like it to listen through, but like on like a link that I'll probably delete in a bit, so it's like just like listen to that, enjoy it now. Let me know what you think and how it feels, and then
that's great. I hear that and my last question is, so the name Tmrrw, and also how that links to like profiles, because for me obviously like choosing a name was a bit of a long process, and I settled on it, and I know what my process was, but your process was definitely different to mine, because we
I was at a party and I was really fucking drunk. I was really fucked, and this was like during my really, really like bad alcoholic phase, and I was off my head, and I was getting really upset because it felt like I was just living for tomorrow.
There we go.
Roll credits. I suppose maybe inspired by like The Weeknd, Party Next Door, because I listened to them a lot at the time. But
Tmrrw, The Weeknd.
But it was one of those ones where I only took like stylistically, like I just sort of pinched that idea. But like I was genuinely really, really upset that it only felt like I could get through today by focusing on tomorrow, and that's how that sort of came about. It was out next year.
You chose the right one. You got the J3tsy cosign. So social media, etc. I guess it's kind of, this is the last question, I suppose. I thought they'd tie in. They're very different questions.
You know, like, what it is.
Like keeping it real. Do you find that, like, because obviously for me, I can only speak for myself, but like I get really anxious when it comes to promoting my music. Like I can shut down for a day, and just like bleh. So like the J3tsy profile for me, the second page is like helps me like be a bit more real. And I don't need to act like I do or not quite involved. I'm very like, you know what I mean, myself. And do you feel like with social media, how do you feel like, you know, portraying yourself? It is selling yourself, actually, like putting yourself out there. How do you feel like
Well,
how do you enjoy that process? Do you enjoy the process?
I mean, the thing is, I don't really care what people think.
Yeah.
Like people can tell me how to post, like how many pictures I should post, what to, but I don't care because in my day-to-day life, I've got so much stuff I need to do. It's like, you really want me to like stop and start like worrying about how I'm gonna like, you know, post on Instagram. Like, you know, like what, you know, yeah, like you, like what you see is pretty much what you get.
Yeah.
You know, like my like for Instagram, social media, it's just me posting stuff that I like and posting my shit.
Yeah.
Like that's all it is really.
Yeah.
You know, because like again, too many people. It's almost sort of like similar to the thing with covers. I feel like too many people are trying to be somebody, or even just music in general. You know, there's so many artists that just aren't who they say they are, or portraying something that, you know, that doesn't, you know, especially like with hip hop. You know, when I'm listening to Mobb Deep or Wu-Tang, I'm like, yeah, man, these guys are fucking gangsters.
Yeah.
But some of the shit that I hear now, I'm like, well, you know, and then even, I don't know, even it's like Jeff Buckley said that, you know, as a singer, his voice is the most vulnerable thing because people can tell when you're lying and when you don't feel it. Yeah. You know, people can always hear the difference between, as you said, I love you, or I love you. Yeah. You know, like you can tell. Right. And that's sort of, and I feel like that carries over to the way people treat social media. Yeah. You know. Yeah. So that's like, I just post whatever. I don't really care if people think I'm weird or you know, oh, he's just a bit, he's self-absorbed, he just posts his music. You know, you don't need to know what I'm doing, just what I want to show you. You know, this is my sort of portfolio. You know, this is my gallery. You know, this is my gallery, and I put the stuff that I like to put up here. It's an aspect of my personality in my life, but it's not all of me. You know, and I don't think it should be. You know, I can never be one of those people that post every second of their day, every single day. You know, for views and likes. Like it's, you know, your privacy is so important. And I feel like social media is just something that you should be able to have fun with. You know, don't take it so seriously. You know, because life isn't that deep. So why would social media? You know.
It's a very interesting place, social media. My relationship with over the last 5 years.
It's fucking made me want to fucking throw my phone away. Like, you know, like you can get so frustrated with it. There's so many things that are wrong with social media, but not the platform inherently. It's like religion. Essentially, it is like religion. There's nothing wrong with it inherently. It's just the way people use it and the way people interpret it. That's really what it is. You know, I don't really like people, so I suppose there's my qualms. but
like the rules that like weren't, you know, they didn't come with the Bible, they didn't come with the Instagram app, but the rules that people impose on. It's true. It's But at this point, I feel like I'm looking forward to the day where I feel like I can just put my feet up and just unplug. I feel like right now I need to be like.
I feel like everybody kind of needs to be online to some extent. You know, especially because of COVID. You know, you kind of have to.
And music promotion as well. It's not like I hate it, honestly. Like I like being able to like ghost. There'd be points where I wouldn't post for 6 months, just quietly doing my thing.
I feel like it's one of those things because when you're like an artist or musician, you know, you make music for yourself first and foremost, of course, but you want people to listen to it. You know, especially when you want to make that connection with people. You know, especially because with me, I've never been good at speaking. I'm better at writing. The music is the easiest thing for me to convey it. You know. I don't really. If I have a problem conveying my emotions through music, I'm just approaching it in the wrong way. You know. But I will always successfully express myself the most through my music than what you would hear coming out of my mouth in a conversation. It's frustrating, but you know, that's just what it's like.
And that's just you being you. You know what I mean? It's authentic.
But again, it's one of the ones where it's difficult because it's like that's just what you know, you don't want to have to promote your stuff, but you know, when you want to connect with people, you kind of have to sort of do that sort of think of ways that are like interesting. You know,
and it's like it's long because, like you said, you don't care about people's opinions, and
Yeah.
largely I don't either.
Yeah.
When it comes to music, your whole career is ultimately built off opinions.
What?
It's and like in promoting my music, I am subjecting myself to people's opinions of my art. Like, listen to my art, enjoy my art, stream my art, share my art, save my art, subscribe to my art page on Spotify. You know what I mean?
You
know what I mean? It's like, so basically, like, please like it.
It's always subscribe to my art page.
It's always, man.
I was there as well.
And it's just, man, it's fine.
Yeah.
But like the approach I've taken is organically, just with my friends, have fun with it.
Yeah.
And even if next man doesn't like my stuff, I rate my craft.
Yeah.
I know I have a good pen. Working on my voice, working on my rap delivery.
Yeah.
Worst case, it's just a hobby. I don't blow, and I work in Asda's whilst I do my thing. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, that's the worst case scenario.
Yeah.
But I'll always enjoy making music.
Oh yeah.
And it's important that I don't deep too much what people's opinions
Oh
are.
yeah, because the thing is, at the end of the day, you're the one fucking doing this shit, not them.
Yeah.
Like, you know, again, like, even as a hobby, it's like, if they've got something to say, they need a hobby.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know?
Right.
It's because you should just be appreciative that people are finding ways to express themselves in ways that they are comfortable with.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. I feel like the only music that I objectively will turn around and say I don't like is either if it sounds absolutely awful, or and even then I can actually listen through it if it doesn't feel authentic.
Yeah.
If it feels like manufactured.
Oh yeah, no,
fake,
yeah. You listen to. I feel like when, you know, when you're listening to somebody, it's like what I said. If you listen to somebody that doesn't, it sounds like they don't believe in what they're saying.
Yeah.
Then it's like, you know, when there's conviction is the important thing.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah.
Even if you're faking it, man, at least fake it with conviction.
Yeah, with chest. Everything with chest.
Everything with chest.
I'm hearing like guys like talking about like, catching one big butty girl like all the time. It's just like,
what?
Bro. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Do me a favor, please.
Yeah. Actually, do me a favor.
Do me a favor. But no, I enjoyed this chat.
What?
Actually.
Yeah.
It's,
I enjoyed it as well.
Yeah.
A lot more than I thought I was going to, because I get quite shy.
Yeah. Luca doesn't rate me. Say less.
No.
Say no more.
No,
I thought I was gonna have a horrible time. No. My God, you surprised me. Okay.
No, it's just I get quite shy.
No, it's
sometimes.
true. You performed exquisitely. I'm very happy with how this went.
Thank you.
And one take.
This is the first and only take.
Precisely.
We're not doing another one.
Another 37 minutes and 50 seconds. Arriba.
Word.
Vamonos.
Nice.
But yeah.
Cool.
I hope you enjoyed. This is Luca, aka Tmrrw.
It's been 37 minutes.
It's been a long time.
It's been longer than I thought it was gonna be. You know, that's fucking crazy. Yeah. Wow.
We did well.
Yeah. To be fair.
We need to do this more often.
Word.
We should podcast.
Word. We should.
There we go.
We should.
I'm down. And Ben, aka J3tsy, for when the time comes.
J3tsy.
J3tsy with a 3.
Tomorrow. Yeah.
Peace out.
Peace.